You know, sometimes you go out and you see people and you wonder, why is it that they behave this way? Why is it that they are triggered by certain things? Why is it that they get angry about certain things? What exactly is it about them, about their existence, about their childhood, about their development that makes them really behave the way that they do? Well, we're going to jump into that conversation here today.
The Jam Fam family. Jam Fam, come hang with me. Yeah.
Hello, Wagwan, big up yourself, whether you're there yard or you're there abroad. Welcome back to another episode of Life with the Jam Fams. After a recent experience, I thought that today we're going to just be talking about some of the post-traumatic stress disorders and how they manifest themselves in our behaviors and our interactions here on the island. So let's dive into this experience. I'll give you this backstory and then we'll highlight some of the things that where it occurs and how it manifests, and we can look at ways in which we can actually deal with it. You know, I often say that there are many Jamaicans who are walking out there and they're suffering post-traumatic stress disorder from their childhood and growing up, caused by some of the abuse in different forms, some of the neglect and the violence they either experience or witness, and just the general run-of-the-mill experience that has just been trickling down from generation to generation. And so oftentimes as well, that the fact that the way in which love sometimes is expressed, where you just have to assume that your caregivers love you, and the affection or the lack thereof to build that safe place and that security in terms of their attachment is so prolific in the environment, and you go out and you see it. And I thought I'd come and have a conversation about it this morning because of the fact that I went out and there was this area that I passed where somebody was serving a customer, and it was a lady and she was serving another lady. And when she was there, the lady who was being served said, you know what, I'm going to go away because I really do not have it in me to deal with this lady this morning. And so she passed her money to somebody else who was in the queue to get them to sort out her situation for her. And then so that was her way of coping with having to deal with that, and that's fine. She neutralized any problems that could occur. And then I went into the place that I was going and did what I had to do, came back out, and there was another person now, a male, in the queue, and he was now to be served by the same lady. And the man said to her, lady, it looks like you're in a temper this morning, and I don't really want to experience that. I just want you to give me what I want and serve me and let me go. And I look at it and I'm like, so many minutes had passed and she was still doing that. And she was adamant that the problem was the lady she was serving and not her, when she was trying to explain to the next person in the queue after the lady had passed and I was walking by. And so sometimes I don't really think that people recognize that those things that they experience, that, you know, they think is just the normality of everyday life living in particular areas and communities, are actually traumatic experiences that people tend to brush over, play down, ignore, or just carry on with living in that experience. And it has profound impact on people as they age and as they grow and develop, especially where people do not have the skills and the strategies to cope and to find healthy coping mechanisms and to heal themselves from those traumatic experiences that they have. And so it shows up in lots of different ways. And so it shows up in our reactions, unbeknown to us sometimes, because it has become our default way of dealing with certain situations and scenarios. And it shows up when we are re-experiencing situations that causes us distress, and it sort of brings us back to the time and the place where this thing happened or where it kept happening, and the way in which we wanted to deal with the situation at the time and probably weren't able to. And so now we decide how we are going to respond to that and react. And oftentimes it becomes a very defensive mode of mechanism as we are in that, because we're trying to protect and safeguard ourselves from the experiences that we had before. Another way that happens is avoidance. So people avoid putting themselves into certain places, certain experiences, because they dread what they will experience as a result, because they already perceive that the experience they're going to have is similar to the experience they've had in the past when they were in those situations. And also it occurs also in people who become very reactive or hyper aroused by certain interactions that they have. And so you find that those people have persistent fear of different things, and they don't want to do certain things. They become irritable very easily. They have angry outbursts because they don't know how to deal and how to cope and how to maturely handle the situations that they are in. And so you find that they're argumentative, cantankerous, and they are constantly wanting to be in a position where it's like they're at war. And so sometimes I don't quite know how much people actually spend the time to assess how they behave and recognize that these are things that are directly linked to certain childhood traumas that they experience or persistently experienced, and that they need to break free from it. Because honestly, we don't have to be cantankerous. We don't have to feel that we have to feel like we're under attack every time somebody says something or do something. It isn't always about us. A lot of times it's about the people's experience and what they're going through and what they are trying to achieve. But because of the traumas in some of our lives, we definitely get to that point where we think that that is the situation. And it would be helpful. I know that they're doing things in schools now to hype up certain awareness in children. And more need to be done in the adult population. More sensitization, more awareness and education need to be available on social platforms, so that people can become more conscious of coping mechanisms and strategies that they can put in place to help them to overcome these things that they are constantly going through. Some of the ways that we can deal with this is to actually stop and think, and then remind ourselves where we are and what we need to do in order to respond, and try to select coping mechanisms that we can use to deal with it, healthy coping mechanisms that we can use to be able to deal with our situation. Oftentimes, if we spend the time to actually just stop, breathe, and think about our actions before we actually implement it, it helps us a significantly long way. Can you tell us any coping mechanisms you've used to be able to deal with some of the situations that triggers you as you are healing? Tell us in the comment section below. We do look forward to hearing from you. What do you think about some of these experiences that people go through and how to handle it? What are some of the ways you've handled it? And also, have you assessed to see what ones you've been affected by and the best ways that you can cope with it healthily so that you're not constantly bleeding and projecting on others? It's a lifelong process, because sometimes it isn't until you come up on a situation that you recognize that somewhere in your past has put you in a position that this thing makes you triggered, or that you're responding the way that you are currently responding. So we'd like to hear from you in the comment section below, whether some of the things that you've personally done or that has personally affected you, or things that you see from other people that has affected them. Please do tell us in the comment section below, because our mental health and our well-being, our emotional intelligence are things that we need to constantly sharpen. And in order to do that, we need to become the whole us. So we need to be healing constantly from the many traumas that we have experienced. Some that we think were just the normal run-of-the-mill existence, some that we haven't even recognized have impacted us in ways that they have, that are allowing us to behave in a way that is more destructive than productive for ourselves. We do look forward to hearing from you. Look who's in the kitchen, cooking up a storm. Dinner courtesy of Eliona's kitchen. What are you making?
Dinner?
What are you making for dinner?
Spicy chicken, spicy noodles, and fries.
Okay. Is this one of your special menus? You're just cooking because.
I'm hungry.
Oh gosh. Yeah. And you like noodles, don't you?
Of course, he doesn't love noodles.
Huh?
I love noodles, then something is wrong with you.
Oh, because you tend to make a few noodle dishes, but then I make things with yam and you don't really want that, do you?
I don't eat them.
So I guess to each their own, and that is your carbs option. So, and that's the end product. Thank you. I'm going to go eat now. I think this is one of the days that you look forward to, right?
I like cooking. I don't like the long hours of cooking. I like making cooked meals.
I'm going to have avocado with mine. Okay, it's
How could you disrespect my meal like that?
well,
Your peer.
it's vegetable free, but that's fruit.
It's not vegetable free. There's seaweed in the noodles.
Oh,
Seaweed,
I didn't realize.
sesame seeds.
Those are seeds.
Seaweed.
And I'm going to have fruit.
Weed,
Okay, so
vegetable
seaweed.
greens.
Okay.
Yes.
That's fine. Okay, I'm going to put some
And
avocado on.
grounded peppers. Grounded.
I went out and got goodies. So let me show you the goodies that I got. I got some mangoes. Yep. At the ending of the mango season, I want to come back on catchy. And I got a pear. And I got a piece of yam. So I'm going to be cooking that. Yeah. So again, this is somebody who shares some provisions with me right here. So thank you. Yeah, I have a couple mangoes in them. I go wash some now and eat them and enjoy eating. And you know, when I was heading out, I have some clothes on the line and I was going to take them up, but they weren't dry properly. And so it was early in the morning, they hadn't dried up yet, and I was like, I want to try and get back home before rain, because I know say time now wait a rain every minute. And I'm telling you, from before I was heading out to come back, I could see the dark clouds, some rain fall on the way as we were coming in. So of course the clothes them wet up back on the line. But it will be well. They will get dry by tomorrow and we can take them up then. But I was worried about the fact that they were out, the rain is coming and I'm not going to get here on time. But you know, things happen. They will get taken up and they'll be fine. They'll be dry and they'll be fine. And if we need to just rinse them again, then I will rinse them again. But I'm going to go sit down and enjoy some mangoes. Hey! I never know some mood I catch the ending of the season, and I have. So guess what? I'm going to indulge. Me already help myself to a couple. I'm going to sit down now and wash some and just sit down and just enjoy. And I'm not going to rub in your face. So I'm going to leave you and go get me action on these mangoes. I noticed that sometimes, you know, Eliona is quite soft-spoken, so sometimes when she's talking, people might say, oh, I can't really hear her, I have to turn it up to hear her. Or sometimes, you know, when I'm talking, there is the wind in the background. And so we thought that we would get ourselves some microphones so that, you know, on those scheduled chats or scheduled recordings, we can use them. And of course, some conversations just organic, and we pick up the recording and just record. But I figured we need to fix that problem, and we both decided we're going to buy some microphones. So we did that, and then somebody else saw the problem and decided, you know what, I'm going to fix this problem, and so they got us something. This is what they got. So one of our subscriber got us this. And I'm going to try and open it and see what it is. Okay, so this is it, open. That's the cushiony bit that you put on, and the rest of it is in here. Yeah, so we've got the other part of it in here and the bits that it comes with and stuff. So I'll open that up and look at it a little bit later on. So I want to say thank you to Maurice and his wife coming out from Texas and leaving it here for us. I appreciate you. And we heard about it and now we've got it, and we want to say that we appreciate your kind gesture. It was very thoughtful of you to have seen the problem and remedied it for us. And we want to say that we accept this warm, kind gift from you, and we look forward to ensuring that we use it as much as possible. Gift. Thank you.
The Jam family. Where living the good life. We're royal, cruising through the West Indies, having fun, enjoying the good life. Jam family, the Jam family, yeah. Jam fam. Hang with me. The Jam family. Where living the good life. We're royal, cruising through the West Indies, having fun, enjoying the good life. Jam family, the Jam family, yeah. Jam fam, hang with me.
Thank you so much for staying with us here on this another episode of Life with the Jam Fams. Bye for now, and we look forward to seeing you in the next one.